Imagine stepping back in time to the mid-1940s, a world recovering from the devastation of World War II. The echoes of conflict had barely faded when a new tension began to mount. The end of the war had left a gaping power vacuum, and the victorious nation scrambled to fill it. The United States and the Soviet Union, two nations with diametrically opposite ideologies, emerged as the leading superpowers. At the Yalta and Potsdam conferences, these differences came to the fore. Decisions were made, lines were drawn, and the seeds of future discord were sown, unbeknownst to many. As the dust of war settled, two superpowers stood in stark contrast, their ideologies as different as night and day, setting the stage for a new kind of conflict. The world watched in anticipation as a chess game of political maneuvering and proxy wars began. The Cold War, a chilling period of history, was marked by a series of dramatic events. The first significant move was the Berlin blockade in 1948, a Soviet attempt to starve out the Allies from West Berlin. The Allies reciprocated with the Berlin airlift, a daring logistical feat that delivered vital supplies to the beleaguered city. Next, we journey to the Korean Peninsula. In the early 50s, North and South Korea became the battleground for communist expansion and democratic resistance, an ideological war fought by proxy. The Cold War then took a sharp turn towards the Caribbean during the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. The world held its breath as the United States and the Soviet Union teetered on the brink of nuclear war. The Vietnam War followed, another proxy conflict that further emphasized the ideological chasm between the East and the West. The 60s and 70s were also marked by the space race, a competition that took mankind to the moon and beyond, fueled by Cold War rivalries. The Berlin Wall, a concrete embodiment of the East-West divide, rose in 1961 and fell in 1989, marking a significant turning point in history. In a game of political chess, each move brought the world closer to the brink of nuclear war. As the Cold War unfolded, the world watched, waited, and wondered about the future of international relations. With the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, the Cold War ended, but its impact still echoes today. The aftermath of this ideological tussle left the world with a myriad of lasting effects. Political tensions that were birthed in this era persist, shaping global diplomacy and often stoking the fires of new conflicts. The arms race, a prominent feature of the Cold War period, propelled advancements in military technology, and this legacy continues to influence current defense strategies. Perhaps most significantly, the ideological divide between East and West still haunts international relations. The Cold War might be a memory of the past, but its echoes continue to shape our world, a stark reminder of a conflict that was anything but cold.